Run away from love. Don't run away from us. In love we trust.
Hey guys, so it's your girl Mika, and I wanted to do a video on hair loss and hair anatomy, basically showing you guys just a little bit about how the hair works from the outside and why is it important to watch what we eat and as far as our diet and how we are treating ourselves on the inside and how that affects the hair. So this is the human hair chart, and this is the hair strands, right? This is the strand, and down here is the bulb, right? And this is why it's important to be very serious about what you're drinking and what you eat and what is your lifestyle like. Smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, are you getting enough rest, are you always stressing? So this is a prime example of what I'm showing you guys, because I think a lot of people, they don't understand the importance of how we get to a place where we can start losing our hair if we are not taking the necessary steps we need to take to make sure that we're eating healthier, making sure that we are getting rest, make sure we are taking care of our bodies. Because overall, our hair is a part of our bodies, and if we're not treating our bodies right, then it can affect the way your hair grow. And that's a fact, because there's so many people that's dealing with hair loss today. And so right here is what you see is the hair bulb. This is underneath the scalp. This is so it's three parts of the skin layer, right? We have the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. This lies down into the hypodermis. This is the third layer of the skin. And because this is the third layer, it's deep. So anything we are putting in our body is attacking this bulb right here. This is where the hair grows. So it's this testosterone that's in our body, which is called DHT, dihydrotestosterone. There are many things that can trigger dihydrotestosterone to attack this. And once it attacks this, the hair bulb, and this is where the blood also circulates to and flows to. But once the DHT attacks this, then guess what it's going to do? It's going to stunt your growth. It's going to cause your hair to continue to thin, but it's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow, but it's going to grow in thin. It's not going to grow in as thick as it usually do. So when this grows, you see how this strand is? This is a healthy hair strand right here. But you see right here, do you see this small little strand right here? So when your hair starts to thin, it starts to grow in thin. So we have to be mindful of what are we doing to our bodies. So things that can cause DHT to trigger is, of course, and I said this before in another video, is our diet, birth control, stress, not getting enough rest, certain foods, alcohol. It's just a host of things that can cause DHT to trigger and start to attack. And it doesn't only attack the hair bulb, it attacks other things in the body. But the hair is one of the main things that DHT attack, because it's a hormone. And so I thought that if I showed you guys this chart here, it will kind of give you a sense of an idea of why it's important. Because again, if you don't know, you're not going to really care too much about, your hair until it gets to one of these phases right here. And when you get to one of these phases, ladies, it's too late. You can't do anything. You will have to do a non-surgical hair replacement. That's a hair unit. You will be doing something that doesn't require surgery. So you don't want to wait till you get to one of these phases, and then, or even this phase, and then you start, trying to figure out what can you do. Let's try to prevent from getting here by changing the diet, watching the foods we eat, taking better care of ourselves. So to be honest, if you really want to see your hair grow and reverse thinning, you have to detox. You have to detox your body at least once or twice a year. And with you doing that and taking supplements and topicals on top of the scalp, for like if you're dealing with hair thinning or hair balding, if you're taking topicals, taking supplements, and you detoxing your body, then you're going to see some results. Because the bottom line is that the hair comes from the inside of our body. So whatever we putting in our body is going to determine or dictate what our hair is going to be like. And so I think showing you guys this chart here of the hair anatomy and how it works, it will help you get a better idea, and it'll help you to say, I don't want to continue to do this to my body. I don't want to continue to put things in my body that can cause me to start dealing with hair loss. You are going to speed up the process of dealing with hair loss. Not to mention, as you get older, with aging, you already, start to thin out, because what happens is our estrogen level starts to drop, and that's when you see a lot of women that's dealing with menopause, right? So when that estrogen starts to drop, that's more opportunity for dihydrotestosterone to come in and start attacking our hair bulbs. So what can you do to prevent that DHT from coming in? Taking some supplements with melatonin in it and with DHT blockers in it, and also taking a topical, which is one of the products that I retail here at my business, my salon, which is my follicle serum drops. So I think that it's important that you guys know about this. Like even right here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me try to bring this in a little bit so you can see. Right here is miniaturization of the hair follicles and baldness. So this breaks down the stages of hair loss, right? So the miniaturization meaning that the hair is continuing to grow in thinner and thinner and thinner, right? Like the hair is still there, but it's thin when it's growing in, to the point where it gets to the point where you can't even see it no more, right? So this is the regular normal hair strand on this diaphragm right here, right? This is a normal hair strand, but then you have this guy underneath it where he's starting to bald in the crown area of his head, right? And then you have the second part of the diaphragm where this is when the hair starts to grow and thin. It's starting to thin. If you notice, the strand over here is thinner than this strand, right? But look at this guy. His hair is completely gone at the top, right? And then you have the actual thinness where the hair has grown in, but when it gets to the scalp area, it's really, really thin. And so with your eye, you can't see on top of your head. And so this is why I do the microscopic analysis here at the salon for my clients, because I want them to be able to see what's going on with their scalp. You get what I'm saying? So like, it may not look as thin with the eye, but when the microscope gets down in the scalp, it tells the truth, right? So let's prevent hair loss by, changing your diet, changing your lifestyle, changing the way you eat, so that way you don't be in a situation where you find yourself in one of these stages of this female hair loss scale when it's already too late, right? And then we would have to do non-surgical hair replacement, or you would be wearing, a wig. So yeah, I think that this is important for you guys to understand and know, like, what you putting in your body that's not good for you. Like I stated before, like your dairies, your glutens, and animal meats and things like that. Some of these things the body do need. However, if you can kind of balance it out, then do that. You do not want this hairball right here to be attacked. This is the part that it looks like a light bulb. This is the part right here that if this gets affected, then the rest of this strand is affected. So this is where the blood circulates, and this is where the blood flows. That's why sometimes massaging the scalp is important. Doing a brush therapy treatment, when you just take a brush and just brushing your hair, that also gets the blood to start flowing and stimulating. And just making sure that you are eating better, eating healthier, taking supplements and things like that. Anything you can put on the inside of your body that's going to promote health and wellness is what your hair strands also need, right? So I just wanted to get on here and share this information with you guys. If you have any questions, any concerns, you can send me a message. I will get to you as soon as I can, or you can even comment below this video. Bye.